The tech billionaire Elon Musk is saying his Neuralink company has successfully implanted one of its wireless brain chips in a human for the first time. He made the announcement on X, his social media platform, saying the procedure happened on Sunday. He says the subject is recovering well and that initial results show a promising neuron spike detection. Mr. Musk says the product has been given the name telepathy and the plan.
I'm Dr. Dooley. I'm a board certified psychiatrist, and because things that are involving the brain are of general interest to me, this is amazing news. But, as things relate to Elon Musk are involved, I think it's always interesting to kind of peer behind the scenes and kind of think about what is going on. Because to me, the potential to have a technology that could treat, progressive neurological disorders that essentially we have no cure for. We don't have good treatments that can, really prolong people's life or really give them a quality of life at certain points with some of these progressive neurological diseases. To me, to have the ability to have a technology that could help or even treat these diseases, spinal cord injuries, is really amazing. So let me show you what the PRIME study, what Elon Musk's study for Neuralink, this technology, says that it's supposed to do. So I'm going to insert that here.
Imagine the joy of connecting with your loved ones, browsing the web, or even playing games using only your thoughts. This is made possible by placing a small, cosmetically invisible implant in a part of your brain that plans movements. The device is designed to interpret your neural activity so you can operate a computer or a smartphone by simply thinking about moving. No wires or physical movement are required. By participating in the PRIME study, you'd be helping to redefine the boundaries of human capability. If you've been living with quadriplegia from a spinal cord injury or with ALS, you may qualify for the PRIME study. We'd love to share more with you.
I went and I tried to get a little more information specifically about where this implant is placed. So I went to the FDA website. I just could not find the specific information about where the device is placed, because it's talking about being able to potentially restore movement. And one area of the brain I know where movement happens is the basal ganglia. That's a part deep, kind of in the midbrain. But that part of the brain is involved more with conditions like Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease. Those are some motor diseases. I'm not sure if that would make sense for how they're saying the conditions that they're saying that they're treating for. So I wonder where it is, but where they're putting the device. But interestingly, so there's a Reuters article. This is from December of 2022, right? And it's talking about how Neuralink, so that's this medical device company, the name of it, was under federal investigation at that time for potential animal welfare violations. So there were some internal staff complaints about animal testing being rushed, causing needless suffering and death. So those were some documents that were released. And so there was a federal probe at that time. So now get this. I'm just going to read it. So it says the investigation has come at a time of growing employee dissent about Neuralink's animal testing, including complaints that pressure from the CEO Musk to accelerate development has resulted in botched experiments. And so Reuters said that they had dozens of documents that had been released to them from 20 current and former employees. It says, in all, the company has killed about 1,500 animals, including more than 280 sheep, pigs, and monkeys, following experiments since 2018. Again, this is them with this chip technology that they're trying to improve. And sources with direct knowledge of the company's animal testing operations say that figure was a rough estimate because the company was not keeping precise records on the number of animals tested and killed. Neuralink has also conducted research using rats and mice. So to me, it just gives pause about the technology. And just because of how I understand the FDA and how political it can be as it relates to things that get pushed through there sometimes. And also because people who have conditions, like spinal cord injuries and particularly progressive conditions like ALS, you can get to a point, I think, where people are just willing to really do anything, because sometimes the conditions can get to a point where it's fatal. And to me is they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable populations. They're people who might be willing to just sign up to do anything. So I hope that the FDA is really considering the scientific data and is really considering who, the risk and benefits of just the treatment. If it's promising, like, to me, the idea about it, if it really does work, and if the potential benefits outweigh the risk, I think it's an amazing technology. I mean, someone has to pioneer it, right? Somebody has to be first. What do you think? What do you think about this technology and implanting these brain chips? Do you think we're at a point in technology, society, that we should be going forward with it? Or do you think that we should be a little bit more cautious about implanting brain chips for these conditions?